Good evening, Larchmont and Mamaroneck. I'm Kat Galliano. It's Thursday, October 22nd, 2015, and welcome to the Local Live. This week's Village of Mamaroneck Board of Trustees meeting has some board members questioning if the mayor has too much power.
So other than managing the gavel, the mayor, by the law that pertains to our village, has no additional authority or privileges.
Election day is right around the corner. The fight for your vote continues.
I would like to hold taxes by, it's something I control. I don't sue the village and cause lawsuits to the village like some people were sitting up here tonight.
In our media, Kristen Golbiowski keeps us informed on the popular stories trending in our local newspapers. Go Tigers! The Mamaroneck boys soccer team makes our LMC-TV Varsity Sports Play of the Week. Mamaroneck's annual Spooktacular is in the spotlight this week. Ever wonder what goes on in the little building on the corner of Boston Post Road and Fenimore? The eve of Halloween is the perfect time to find out with our guests Julie Reed and Diane Lyras. Stay tuned because we will tell you in a few how you can get a quick reading.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is the Local Live.
Welcome to the Local Live. I'm Rebecca Paganini. Last Monday evening at the Village of Mamaroneck's Board of Trustees meeting, Item 4 had trustee members discussing a new resolution to limit the mayor's power and benefits. If passed, this resolution will cut the mayor's salary from $8,427 to $5,508. This resolution will also assign the village manager to set meetings, agendas, and presentations, and will take away the village mayor's office and parking space to be shared with the trustees.
It's really embarrassing for me to see so much hatred. It's this irrational hatred towards the mayor.
So other than managing the gavel, the mayor, by the law that pertains to our village, has no additional authority or privileges.
It's an attack on the office of the chief elected official in the village. It's very simple. And I will fight for it. I will fight not for myself. I will fight for the future mayors.
The discussion of this agenda item lasted for over an hour. Democrats insisted on voting on Monday night to set the powers and privileges for the position of mayor before the results of the election. At this time, no decision has been made. This resolution will be discussed at the next meeting, which will occur in December. Last week, the Orienta Point Association organized an election debate in the community room of the Village of Mamaroneck's library. The anchor for NBC's Today in New York, Michael Gargiulio, moderated the mayor and the trustees' debate. Candidates answered various questions regarding flooding, development, TOD, LWRP, Hampshire, and deer control. Let's take a listen to some of the highlights from the meeting.
You have often imposed an arbitrary 2-minute time limit on community comments at board meetings. In addition, it is said you often bully people and cut off discussion at board meetings, both with community members and other trustees. Many community members think these behaviors are inappropriate and mean-spirited, stifling community input and discussion. We want to get your comment. 45 seconds, please.
I find it very amusing, as I noted before, without repeating it too much, that we did open the meetings. We're the first one to do it. As far as limiting it 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever it is, that's the procedure. The first thing is you look out in the audience. If there's 50 people that want to make a comment, which you ask, you limit it to 1 or 2 minutes. If not, there isn't a meeting, and all you have to do is go to LMC-TV and watch it, where I restrict people from speaking. The only time you do it for procedural is to have a reasonable discussion during those minutes.
But some of the most major issues are the overspending of this village, doing projects without strategic planning, without understanding what happens when you start a project, without having bid bonds, without having control over the monies, and overdevelopment that is going to place real issues in terms of overcrowding or need for new schools in our for our kids.
TOD stands for totally overdeveloped. I think that when we build an endless series of residential units, especially condos, which don't have the same tax rate as single-family houses do, we strain our infrastructure and impose on ourselves costs which are a subsidy to the developers, so that we end up picking up additional costs to allow the developers to make a profit on our village and just move on. So I am not for a thoughtless approach to building new residential construction. If we're going to make the tax situation better, we need commercial development.
But I would like to hold taxes by, something I control. I don't sue the village and cause lawsuits to the village like some people were sitting up here tonight. Of course, hundreds and hundreds and six figures of thousands of dollars. The taxpayers. The TOD recently was in court for an Article 78 from two residents who aren't in TOD. It cost the taxpayers $32,000 to defend that. Taxpayers' money. I'd like to move forward, make the right decisions, listen to our land use boards, not go against what our land use boards are saying, and continue what we're doing right now.
Remember that you can go to www.lmctv.org to watch the full election debate, get informed about your candidates' proposals, and don't forget to vote this Tuesday, November 3rd, for your next mayor and trustee. LMC-TV will be covering Election Day with live updates, and our reporters will be Skyping live from party headquarters. We want to ask residents from our community to fill out our Facebook survey, which is open until Sunday. It's a short poll asking for your opinion on your local government administration. LMC-TV producer Alice Bloom will discuss the results of this poll with public officials in our studio.
Let's turn it over to Christian Gobiowski with popular stories in our community. This is In the Media. The Hommocks Park Ice Rink has just reopened for its 2015 to 2016 skating season. If you're trying to start saving for some early holiday shopping, you can get a discounted admission and skate rental through Groupon. For more information, the full article is on the Mamaroneck Hamlet Hub. Break out your telescopes for this Halloween because according to NASA, an asteroid will fly by Earth at 10:05 p.m. Scientists are predicting the asteroid is around 1,300 feet wide and will be 300,000 miles away, so it will be fairly faint to viewers. For the full article, check out the Mamaroneck Daily Voice. There's some good news for this winter. Unlike last year's harsh conditions, AccuWeather's early winter forecast has predicted the East Coast can expect fewer days of brutal cold this winter. Of course, this is just a prediction, so for the full details, the full article is on the Mamaroneck Daily Voice. The Larchmont and Mamaroneck Hunger Task Force are asking community members to donate boxes of cereal and Parliament milk to benefit the less fortunate. You can drop off your items at the Houlihan Lawrence Larchmont office by November 6th. For more information, you could read more on The Loop. These are the popular stories from our local media. I'm Kristen Gobiowski.
Keep watching because the local live Halloween edition is about to start.
Have you ever had a psychic reading? Do you believe in crystal healing? On this Halloween Eve, we have Julie Reed from the Art of Astrology and Diane Lyras from New Age Beginnings live on our roundtable discussion, so keep watching. Now it's time for our trivia question.
Ever wonder what's in the cards for you? Well, here's your chance to find out. We're talking astrology, tarot cards, crystals, and other parapsychology techniques. I'm Maura Carlin, and I'm happy to have a witch next to me. Mike Witch is back on set.
Yes, after a little vocal cord surgery, I'm back. And this is your chance tonight for an instant, free, intuitive reading or an astrological reading from our guests. You can just call in with your date of birth and your first name. Of course, as always, you join the conversation by phone, email, or tweet. The information on your screen, how to contact us will be on your screen, and I'll be keeping track of it here in my little laptop.
Well, tonight's guests are Julie Reed, a parapsychologist, Reiki master, and spiritual life coach, as well as the owner of the Art of Astrology on Boston Post Road, both Mamaroneck and Larchmont. Diane Lyras is a motivational coach and owner of New Age Beginnings. And thank you for joining us and graciously demonstrating how some of the readings work. Since our viewers can call in for readings based on their name and birth dates, can you just tell me what that information, somebody's first name and their date of birth, tells you?
Well, we pick up a vibration from what they're telling us, and we just go into our clairvoyant energy, and we're able to answer that for them.
Do you need to actually hear their voice or just having that information?
No, I like to hear their voice. It works very, very well like that.
Okay. For somebody getting that kind of reading, how can it help them with day-to-day life?
It's a little bit of a forecast. It gives them a little bit of a light, a little bit of guidance, I may say.
Telling them what's about to happen or what to look out for or what they should do?
Well, it all depends on what they're asking me. Somebody could ask me about marriage, or am I going to take that trip that I'm waiting to take? Will I change my job? It just all depends on what they ask.
Okay. Do two people with the same birth date and first name get the same reading?
Absolutely not.
Okay, because?
Everybody gets a different reading. It's a different energy coming through the phone or perhaps in person. We do a lot of work through energy.
Okay.
May I ask a question? What's the difference between a reading and a astrological chart?
Well, there's numerology.
Let her answer this question first.
Well, there's numerology, astrology, and there's clairvoyant. You tap in through clairvoyant, and it all just depends on the person too. If someone is calling us and they have a lack of faith, or they're just like negative and they don't believe, we can't tap in on anything for them. You got to have faith, you got to have trust, and you got to really want your 2 free questions or your 2 free answers, and that's the way that goes. It's all about faith.
And being open to receiving.
So you have to believe in the process.
You have to believe in the process of it. If not, then it's just not going to work for you.
Okay. Can we go to the caller?
Absolutely.
Caller, you're on the local live. Go ahead, please.
Hi.
Hello. What's your question?
Hello. Hello.
Hello back. We can hear you.
Allie, do you have a question?
Yes. Do you have my birthday?
We do not.
My birthday is August 11th, 1960.
I feel you're due to make some very good changes very soon, and this is your time to let go of others.
Well, what I really wanted to know was transiting Saturn is going to oppose my Mars and square my Pluto. What does that mean?
You got me on that one. I'm not even sure what you're saying.
Transiting Saturn is going to oppose my Mars and square my Pluto.
Oh, that's wonderful, but we don't answer questions like that. We answer questions about the physical person.
It's astrological on a more general basis, like wider basis, a spiritual basis, as not opposed to, not relating to the aspects. You know, we can go into the, this is what she's saying. She's saying her aspects are Saturn and the aspects of the planets that they have on each other. I mean, that's a different, that's a scientific approach. Julie actually does more of an intuitive, practical approach, you know, so it's different. So she cannot tell you per se those things, but she can tell you more of really what is going on for you in your life.
Okay. Caller, are you still in the line? No. Okay.
Well, thank you for calling.
And I want to remind people that our guests have offered a free intuitive reading.
Absolutely.
Answer to 2 questions that you can pose.
Okay. Tarot cards are talked about on your website. Can you explain what those are and how that works?
Well, sometimes I lay out 9 cards, which I happen to have them right in front of me, and they're cards from Italy. And not everybody knows what the cards mean. Of course I do, because I read them. And we lay them out. Would you like me to lay them out for you?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Would you blow one of these for me, please? Okay.
Does each card have the same meaning to somebody, like, are you trained like this? Everyone who looks at these, who's trained to do this, would say that card means blah, and that card means X. Like, is there a set meaning of the card itself?
If you're reading from their book that you buy them with, yes. If you was born with a gift, as myself, no. Every 3 cards tell me a story.
Okay.
Your first card that fell out of the deck shows me you're very courageous. I see a lot of energy around you. I see a man that loves you very, very much. But there's been some ups and downs, but I feel that things are going to finally come around the way you want them to. But you're your own woman. You're a conqueror, you're an achiever, you're a go-getter, and you let nothing stand in your way. But you're more relaxed now than you've ever been. You meet all challenges, and a lot of challenges you just put aside. This is your time to live, your time to enjoy, and it's also your time to be very much in love, more now than ever before.
Well, I certainly like that.
Any questions?
I don't have any. I'm going to stick with that.
We actually had a question coming in. The viewer wanted to know what was the number to call to reach us. I just want to remind you that that number is on the screen from time to time. That's where you'll find it.
Do you have the number in front of you?
No, I don't, actually.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Let me see if I have it with me. Of course I don't. But
The local live number is... It's on the screen. It's gotta be on the
Okay.
screen. Okay.
So are you happy with your reading?
I am. I am happy with
Okay.
that reading.
Good.
But I'm trying to understand, from what you're saying, is some of it can be by training, and for some it's by gift. And
That's right. I have the gift, and I also enhanced it. As I went
What do you mean enhanced it?
Enhanced it by going to different studies and meeting with different people that had higher vibrations, that knew much more than myself. And it came out very, very well. We're very successful here in Westchester. We was in Wall Street for 20 years doing charts, astrology, predictions for people, very high-end people, of course, from the World Trade Center. And this is what we do. And it's either you like it, and some people love it, and some people, they really need it. They love it. Some people live by it.
So they really do?
Yes, they follow their astrology. They come in, they get their tarot card readings, they get their Reiki, because they really believe in it. It guides them. It's a guide if you believe. Like I said to you before, if you don't believe in it, it doesn't work for you. If you believe in it, it does work.
Well, not too many years ago, Nancy Reagan actually hired a person to guide she and her husband in making decisions. And then I also read that Hitler allegedly...
Many rulers have.
Yes.
Alexander the Great didn't do anything unless he checked in with the oracle, you know. But I just want to mention back to the cards. Each card does have a different meaning, and it's like anything else. I mean, she's more in the extreme intuitive, but when you place the cards together, they would tell stories. So it's like, you know, putting different paragraphs, you could tell a different story. So
Well, I was sort of curious that if somebody else were to lay out the cards exactly as you did, would they read them the same way?
No.
No. Because of training or gift or both?
Well, some people pick up different things. You know, you're an artist. You may see something different in that piece of work. And this is how it is.
We have a caller.
Yes, we do.
Caller, you're on the local live. Go ahead, please.
Hi.
Hello. We need your first name.
Gianna?
And you have a question.
Can't hear you, sorry.
Oh, we need your birthday.
12/21/59.
Okay.
Did you say Gianna?
Yes, hi.
Hi, the name is Gianna.
Gianna, this is your time to grow. It's also your time to learn about people. And it's also your time to do what you need to do and let things be about you. I feel that you're the type of person, you're always reaching out to help others, but you need to reach out and help yourself now.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
God bless.
Thank you very much. Where's that coming from? The information that you gave her, where's that coming
The information that I gave her is this is what I'm able to pick up, this is what I tap in on, and this is the information I gave her, which she seemed very, very happy.
Let me ask you, we have a bunch of things on the set while we have a moment
Sure.
from calls. Can you explain what these are and how they work? I mean, they're very beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first I will introduce you to a beautiful amethyst crystal here. Now, crystals have energy, and this has taken millions and millions and millions of years to create. It remembers who we are, and every crystal has a different ability to do something. Now, for instance, that's an amethyst, and we have a chakra system, and that's another question or another story. But we have 7 basic chakras, and each chakra of our body, these are energy centers within our body, and each crystal affects different chakras. So this one here is like for the crown chakra, and this is where we receive information from the greatest source. What we have next to this are crystal singing bowls, which are actually made from crystal. People mostly know about the Tibetan brass bowls.
Okay.
We like to say that that's for the old energy. We're moving into a new energy now where we are receiving more light, and we are developing, we're evolving. And we have a crystalline structure. Now these are quartz crystals and infused with, this one happens to be infused with rose quartz. So what we do is we tap the bowl. Hear that vibration? That moves, that actually targets the energy, and then we play the bowl like a wine glass. And you hear the vibration raise. I just love it.
It's beautiful. It sounds.
It really is. So now how does this work? We are mostly, 88% water? I don't know. But sound travels through water, and this is what this is. And we are crystalline in our structure, so we actually can respond, and this affects us very deeply. So what does this do? This actually stimulates the energy that's flowing through our body, moves it, shifts it, because many times we have energy that's stuck. And when we have stuck energy, we're not at ease. And what do we get? Dis-ease. It's as simple as that, but it's not as simple. So what we do is we use these to help move the energy, help the person to release the block so that they can receive the more positive energy and the healing, whether it's Reiki or hands-on or crystals or whatever.
Julie, when she did that, you went like this with your hands.
Because I
Why?
could feel the energy coming in. The singing bowl is very positive, and it helps you release. If you're nervous, you have anxiety, emotional, it removes depression, pigment, entity, so it's very powerful.
We have an email question from viewers. I'm interested in learning how and when she, probably you, Julie, learned about your gift.
As a young child, the family lets you know if you was born with the gift or not.
Are you from a family of people?
Yes, 7 generations. And my great-grandmother used to read the coffee cup, and my grandmother, and of course my mother. And it's a generational energy.
Okay. We have a caller.
Caller, you're on the local live. Please go ahead. We need your name and birthday.
My name is Christina. My birthday is 7/19/1977.
I'm sorry, we didn't catch your first name.
Christina.
Christina.
Okay.
Christina, I'm going to lay out a few cards for you because I feel something heavy around you. And I want to lay out a couple of cards, if that'll be okay with you.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. The first card I flipped out for you shows me some changes in your residence. The second card shows me that there has been a lot of negative surrounding you, but you're not the owner of the negative. So therefore, in the new year, I see positive, and you will make the changes that you need to make in the new year. And that's what I'm picking up for you.
That's pretty dead on. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller, for calling in.
We have a few minutes left with our guests who are offering a free intuitive reading. Just give us a first name and a birthday, and Julie will respond with what she is picking up, with what she's getting.
Thank you.
We've talked crystals. What about crystal balls? I saw that.
Crystal balls. Well, crystal balls are quartz usually. People use them for different things. Actually, crystal is an amplifier. and it helps to move energy and raise energy. So people can use crystals, whether to hold in their hands. Sometimes Julie has people hold a crystal while she's doing Reiki over them. Some people actually can do gazing into that.
I mean, we think of the Wizard of Oz with the crystal ball. I mean,
but there are people who can actually use it for gazing and stuff. We don't.
That's not what you do.
We use
Okay.
the crystal more as an energy and healing element in our work.
What are some of the most commonly asked questions or problems posed to you?
Will I change my job? Will I win my lawsuit? Am I going to travel? Those are basically, and a lot of people want to know about marriage. And change of position really is our number one.
Change of position?
Like, are they going to change their job? Are
jobs.
they going to grow in the job? The last 5 years, we get a lot of job.
Because there's a lot of uncertainty in this world these days, and
Do people come to you on a regular basis?
Yes, they do. They
So
come
is
on
it
a regular basis.
Would
I'm
that
sorry.
be weekly or monthly? Like, I have a set appointment.
Yes, I do. I get people that come in once a week for Reiki or reflexology, or they get the whole treatment, which is the Ayurvedic oil that goes into the third eye. And then they get their Reiki, and then they get their feet worked on with hot stones and hot towels, and they love that because the feet are very important. They're like the brain, and they release a lot of things from people.
if you think about it, we hold a lot of things in our life, issues. Maybe as a child you were told, go inside, we don't want to hear you, or you were hurt, or through relationships or things in life. And we hold these things in our bodies. And sometimes they manifest. Maybe you get sick, as I said before, disease.
So these are ways of getting it out.
Yes, yes.
We have another caller. I want to get through our callers.
Great.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the local live. We need your first name and your birthday, please.
First name is Peter.
Yes. And your birthday, please.
Birth date is March 1st, 1959.
Peter, I feel that you're heading into another direction for yourself. Whatever you've been working on in the past is not materializing for you the way you want it to, but there's something bigger awaiting you. Be your own guide. Don't listen to other people. Listen to that little voice inside of you. But I do see you being that great challenger and getting to where you got to get to, but you haven't been able to do it. Something has been holding you back. But I do feel an opening coming in your favor.
Okay, thank you for
Peter.
calling, Peter.
Is there hard science behind what you do? Because some people would say that it's all it's a pseudoscience. It's not really a scientific. Can we prove it? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I think that the Greeks back in the rune days, they used to read the stones, and they traveled thousands of miles because there was a message written on the runes. And I think it's not fiction, it's fact. It all depends how much you believe and what you put in it, how much research you did, how much you really have faith in it. And the people, I've been in business forever, through my family, myself, and people always believe. There's a few that are non-believers due to their religion, due to their fate, but I found a lot of people to believe all my life.
How do you find a good reader? For someone who isn't around. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop that question because we have a caller.
Another caller. Caller, you're on the local live. We need your first name and your birthday.
Sure, Kat, June 26, 1989, 062689.
All right. I'm picking up some travel for you. I'm also picking up a job change. And later on, I feel that you're going to have your own business. You're not going to work for others.
Very exciting. I like the sound of that.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thanks for calling, Kat. Let's talk about instead other types of readings. I think we touched on them a little. Numerology, character readings, Turkish coffee, and tea leaf. I saw that on the website.
Yes.
Can you explain what those are?
Well, the coffee reading has been around for, I want to say,
Centuries?
Centuries. And it's very spiritual. And
Is this like the coffee grinds?
It's the coffee grinds, and you get it in a little tiny cup with a little spoon, and you turn the cup 3 times, make 3 good wishes, and we flip it over and we start reading the grains, and it's very, very powerful. The readings have power in them.
See, everything is energy. We are energy. We are spiritual beings living in a human body. We're not human beings living in a spiritual body. So everything is energy. And we have all these tools to help us to understand who we are, because many of us don't really truly know who we are. And we have a lot of fears, and we're afraid to step into our power, into our energy, and into a brighter future. So we have these tools to help us to kind of understand more of who we are and what we can do. And they're excellent. We can't be afraid of them. Numerology is based on letters and numbers, and you can tell a lot by a person's name. You can actually change your life by changing your name. Nothing is set in stone. We have free choice and free will. Nobody can take that.
The messages that you've been giving so far tonight have been, for the most part, very positive.
Mm-hmm.
Is that typical, or do you pick up things that you would warn people against, but you just don't say it?
We don't warn people against anything. We probably give a little bit of an alert, like from reading the cards, and I see something like it says, do not travel on so-and-so date. It won't work out for you, or don't sign any papers on certain months. That comes up. We never tell people about debt because it don't show up. People that are telling you that are lying to you.
And they shouldn't tell
What
you
about
that.
that?
It's always about alert.
The popular expression that Mercury is in retrograde, therefore don't make any decisions, don't sign any important papers.
Well, first, what does that mean, Mercury is in retrograde?
It's not really in retrograde. What it does is, the way it's going,
We're talking
goes
about
around,
the planet Mercury.
The planet Mercury.
Yeah.
When it's going around, somehow it gives the illusion that it actually is traveling backwards, but it's not. I mean, everything revolves around the sun as normal. But because it gives the illusion, there's something in the energy that affects communications, computers, telephones. Don't buy big products and big electrical appliances, because you're not going to have success. You know, things fall down, and it's a fact. And people, and you see more and more people are beginning to realize that this does take a place. They make a joke out of it, but it actually is true.
Yeah, and they also ask you what's your sign.
Yeah,
do opposites attract, by the way?
Well,
opposite signs?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, and sometimes not.
Sometimes yes.
There's more to it than that. Yeah.
We have actually been given the wrap-up sign many times over, actually.
Yeah.
And of course, we're
having fun.
I'm glad. I want to thank you for joining us, Julie Reed and Diane Lyras. And I believe that you have made a very generous offer that people want to call and mention that they saw you on the local live. You will answer a couple of questions for them.
Absolutely.
So everyone, you've seen on the screen contact information for Julie. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And if you stay with us, we'll be back in a moment with more community stories and, of course, the answer to the trivia question.
This week in sports, the Mamaroneck boys soccer team faced Fox Lane in the first round of the playoff games. The game was all tied up in the 69th minute when Alex Alma scored what became the game-winning goal. In the LMC-TV Varsity Play of the Week.
And it will be a throw-in for Mamaroneck. Connor LeBlanc with control, center pass, shot, goal! Beautiful goal on the centering pass from Connor LeBlanc to Alex Alma.
Mamaroneck started their Halloween celebrations last Sunday with their spooktacular event. Let's roll it.
I want to thank everyone for coming to the Spooktacular, the 2015 Spooktacular. These are the two folks that have put this whole thing together. Steve Josephson from the Toy Box and Roberta, his right-hand gal, who bought all the costumes, put this haunted house all together for us and did a wonderful, wonderful job. We had a parade of a couple of hundred children. So even though it started off as not so great a day, it turned out to be a beautiful day. The sun came out and blessed our Spooktacular with some good weather, and we're having a great time right now with all these children out here.
This year we made one haunted house. Instead of two haunted houses, we're going to keep the lights on for the first hour and a half, and then after 2:30, lights will go out and it'll be spooky, scary, and
Lots of
all is going to cave in.
We welcome everybody to come to our haunted house. We enjoy having you. We do a lot of crafts with the kids. We do cupcakes, giveaways. They have a great time. We enjoy having you and wish you all a happy Halloween.
As a member of the Board of Directors of LMC-TV, I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for sacrificing the firehouse, and hopefully that firehouse will become the new home of LMC-TV. So let's go, LMC-TV for the firehouse.
Our pet of the week is Macklin, a tiny beagle puppy. He's 8 weeks old and is very sweet and extremely playful. If you would like to adopt Macklin or browse for other adorable pets, you can go online to www.ny-petrescue.org. Thank you for watching The Local Live. Check our local listings for more news and community programming, www.lmctv.org.
And for internships and volunteer opportunities, send your emails to thelocallive@lmctv.org. We love hearing from you.
That's the news for this week. I'm Kat Galliano.
And I'm Rebecca Paganini. Tune in next week for another edition of The Local Live.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is The Local Live.